Hello everybody, you're watching the Haunt channel, and today what I'm making a video on is a comparison video of the same item, however two different models. So basically, I want to start this video off by talking about Spirit Halloween zombie babies because that is what today's video has to do with. If you don't know by now, I'm a huge fan of the Spirit Halloween zombie baby props, particularly more of the older ones. I have just about honestly all the Spirit ones except for like 14 of them that I've ever produced so far. But when I first started buying props, I actually started off by buying zombie babies. My first zombie baby was the Devlin zombie baby. So yeah, zombie babies basically kind of started this whole collection of mine. And you know, when I went to Spirit when I was very young, zombie babies was always like a standout to me because you know it was just so different, and you know they used to have all the displays just specifically for the zombie babies, which we no longer do get now. But you know, early like 2010s, there was a lot going on with the zombie babies. But anyways, what we're talking about today is Wolf Baby. Now, Wolf Baby is a prop that came out in 2012 and returned to the 2013 Halloween seasons at Spirit. I believe he's made by Seasonal Visions. He's a static prop, and he was actually in a lineup called Monster Babies, which was a line of, it was basically part of the zombie babies, but a little different because, you know, he's not a zombie, he's a werewolf. But it only lasted 2 years, the lineup. So first year they did 3 like classic monster style ones. They had him, they had a Frankenstein one, and a vampire. And then 2013 they brought more in, and they weren't really your typical monsters. There was some like random Halloween characters, you could say. Like there was the Spider Baby, there was the Gargoyle Baby, and the Alien Baby. And he was actually the only light and sound monster baby, the alien one was. But yeah, so it didn't really last for too long, but they were still a part of the zombie baby lineups. But they're mainly just known as the monster babies, you know, because they're different, just monsters, not zombies. So, as most of you are probably aware of. But anyways, Wolf Baby, why am I making a video of him? Well, let me talk about this one. This is from 2013. One of my first ones, actually. I got him for Christmas in 2013 with a bunch of other ones. And it was weird because 2012, I only went to one store that year. Throughout the whole season, I did go multiple times, but it was only to the same store. My store never got him in for some reason. I don't know why. They never got him Blubbers or the Reagan Baby as well. I don't know why. So I didn't get to see any of those ones till 2013. So I saw him for the first time in 2013 in stores. And I got him for Christmas, like I said. But recently, I actually picked up a Halloween lot the other week, and in it was another Wolf Baby. But now, let me bring this one in. Here is a 2012 model, and I was shocked to find this out because as much of a zombie baby fan I am, I did not notice this until I got both of these. And I don't know how many other people did notice this as well. I did post on my Instagram story before, so that probably made some people aware of. But I really don't know if you can already tell right now how many people are aware of that there are 2 different models of the Wolf Baby. As you can already see, there are some major differences. So this is 2012, this is 2013. First of all, you can already tell. This 2012 one is taller. This one's more bent over, and this one's taller. They created a whole different mold in 2013, and I have no idea what the reason was. I believe they're both Seasonal Visions as far as I can tell. But why would they create a second mold? I honestly have no idea. Also, keep in mind, Wolf Baby was the only monster baby to officially return for the 2013 season from the 2012 lineup, because there were obviously leftovers of the monster baby, the Frankenstein one, and the vampire. But those ones were just leftovers. Wolf Baby was the one that actually sold the most in 2012, so they brought him back officially. But I don't know why there's 2 different models, so just thought it'd been this people's attention, and I thought this would make for a pretty cool video now that I have both of these and realized that they are very different, and there is quite a bit of differences. So what I think will make the most sense now is to show you them up close and go through all the details so you can see how different they really are. Alright, so here they are. I have my flashlight on so you can see the details a bit better. But yeah, so like I showed before, you can already tell this guy's taller, 2012 model. This is 2013. But even on the facial details you can see right now, there is some differences. Now keep in mind, because these are old latex props, they have some deterioration going on. Not the worst, but 2012 one here, his nose was all crumpled. This is how I got it, by the way, because I picked this one up in a lot. His nose is all hardened and was destroyed. I patched it up the best I could. The mouth was a little hardened. He's missing the tip of the ear right here. But yeah, he's in pretty good shape. Otherwise, there was a few other spots you can see that I patched because they were starting to crack. But other than that, he's still in pretty solid shape for what he is. So I fixed him the best. It wasn't a terrible repair or needed major ones, but yeah, he also has some discoloration right here. I don't know why these wolf babies, their paint scratches off pretty easily for some reason, which you'll see as I show them more. But yeah, let's look at the detail on the face on this one. And then this one, yeah. Pretty different. The eyes especially are really different on this one. This one has like more darker. This is kind of painted differently a little bit too. It's pretty interesting. The brows on this one are kind of like a darker, like brown or like a black. This one you can see are just like a dark brown. It's pretty interesting. Obviously details are a little bit different, especially on the shirt there. This one has more just like a black paint job under the shirt right there. Well, this one has you know, see the white ends before that higher up compared to the 2012 one. The paws are also different. This one's is more spread apart, while this one's close together. You can also see that 2013 they decided to like just fully sculpt out the paws, and like this it's just like they didn't really bother sculpting them out fully. As you can see, it still has just the mold around it. They didn't bother chopping that off or, you know, cutting around it. So yeah, that's a difference right there. Turn it to the side, you can see what I'm talking about, the discoloration. It's not latex rot, it's just the paint is not on the best for these for some reason. Look at that. It's crazy. And then you also see that this one has a mold line just going through the middle of it. Well, this one, it still has it, but it's very faint. This one's more noticeable, as you can see. It kind of blends in a lot more on the top, so the mold line is done better on the 2013 model. Turn it to the back here. Especially on the top of the heads, that's where a lot of the discoloration comes. It has yellowed a bit there. The darker yellows is kind of where it started to rot a bit. But yeah, it's still, both of these are in really solid shape, just for a few like spots, but they're still both very squishy. You can see Wolf Baby 2012 here, Wolf Baby 2013. Now I believe if you were to get any other baby that returned from a previous season to a season after, they would still have the original year from when they came out. And I always was weird. I was like, I knew he returned for 2013, but when I got him I was like, why does it say 2013? All I know is that it should have the year that it was first came out on. But now now I know why, because there's two different molds for some reason. I don't know if we're ever gonna answer for that, but yes, you see this one says 2013, it got a little bit blurry there, we go. And this one just says 2012. It looks like they have the same item number though, because I mean they are the same item. Turn it to this side. Mine, the original here, 2013, his paws have seen a little bit better days. I patched these ones up a while ago. This one just kind of like came off because the edges are starting to get hardened from age. But, and a little bit yellowed there. So the paws are in better shape on this one. But yeah, this one also has a little spot on the nose, which I already patched. But other than that, he's pretty good. The tips of the ears were a little bit starting to rip. They're still squishy though, not hardened really. This guy's was a little bit hardened, so patched that, and then I sealed like the tip of it there because that was already like peeled off. But yeah, so see, it is very different. Two different models, and yeah, here's the bottom of them, their bases, and you can also see here that they are very different shapes. This one's a lot wider, well this one's skinnier. You can just see it's two different shapes entirely, honestly, for the most part. A lot of the this is basically common on all these babies. The paint peels off the most on these, so imagine this is all painted black. I'd assume this one might be as well. I don't know, it's hard to tell, but they also did use, it seems like, different foam on the bottoms too. So that's pretty interesting there. The chins are pretty much the same from what I can tell, but yeah. I mean, obviously, you know, I don't really know which model I like better, honestly. Do kind of like that this one's taller and he kind of like faces you more, but this one is just my original, so kind of sentimental there. But let me know which model you guys think came out better. But yeah, I don't know, no matter which model though, I think they're still both really solid props. So yeah, that's just my opinion. But I don't think there's really a bad model out of the two, you know. Obviously they're done differently, but if you already have one or you want to buy one and you find one for sale, my personal opinion, there's really not a bad one. Just two different models are done differently, so none of them are necessarily bad at all. Texture on the shirt's also different. This one feels more smoother. This one you can feel the texture. He also retailed for like, I think when he first came out he was around like $33, and he might have gone up to around like $40, which if he came out today he would be like around the $50 range, as most of the babies are now. But yeah, this is from a time where Zion babies were pretty good, so won't see that anytime. I mean, some of the new ones, you know, they're trying, but it just isn't the same, obviously. I do have this one's tag. It's in my basement currently, but I just don't have it here with me currently. It's just downstairs right now, so yeah. But anyways, I think that's all I really gotta say. So let me know what you think about this, and if you guys did know that there were two models. Obviously I didn't until I got this one in the lot and realized, wow, that was crazy. There's two different models. They remolded him for whatever reason. But yeah, let me know if you guys knew that. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just thought it'd be interesting to make. I'm sure you guys will find it interesting too. And yeah, so that's really all I gotta say. You know, it's not really much to him. I mean, he's a cool prop, but it's just a static latex piece. So yeah, I think I pretty much went over the details between the two, so you got a good sense of the two different models. And with that being said, that's it. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.